In this video, we'll cover the top 6 mistakes Amazon sellers make on their listing images, and I'll show you real examples of Amazon listings making these mistakes. Also, stay till the end where I'm going to reveal a 7th mistake. It's less frequent, but it's much more damaging to sales if you're making it. Let's get right into it. So customers decide to buy your product depending on your listing images. Of course, bullet points, A+ content, reviews, these are also factors, but your listing images are one of the most important places to actually convert customers. So please avoid these mistakes at all costs if you want Amazon sales. Okay, mistake number 1, your listing page has less than 7 images. You know, Amazon gives you a limited amount of space to advertise your product, and your images are by far the best place to convert customers. The more expensive your product, the more important this becomes. So I'm going to show you an example here. This is a $3,000 built-in grill for your backyard. They're using 3 images. Who's going to buy this? This is a huge commitment to buy $3,000 Amazon listing, and you don't even know what do the knobs look like? What does the grill look like? You have no clue. And they have 0 reviews, so that makes sense. No one bought this. Okay, let's look at example number 2, another grill. I was on a grill kick. They've got 1 image, $3,900 product. They've got 1 blurry image. No one's gonna buy this. So don't do this. Use all 7 images. Mistake number 2, your listing has duplicate images. If you have multiple copies of the same image on your listing, the customer perceives that, the seller really did not put much effort into the listing. It just looks bad. I mean, if they have the option between, 7 different images and a listing with duplicate images, most likely they're going to trust a listing that they've put more effort into the listing. So let's look at an example here. We have Kirkland milk chocolate covered almonds. Image 1 and 2 is exactly the same. 3 and 4 exactly the same, and 6 and 7 exactly the same. Now they're probably doing that if they fill all 7 spots, Amazon algorithm might reward them for that versus if they only had, 4 images. But, if you only have 4, maybe duplicate them, but just get 7 images and fill all the spots. Mistake number 3, your images are low resolution. David Ogilvy, advertising legend, said, "It always pays to give your product an image of quality." If your images are blurry, customers are just going to perceive your product as a low quality product. And depending on how blurry, if it's really blurry, you might actually be better off without the images. Like, blurry images could actually cost you sales. And so in the mind of a customer, high quality photos equals high quality product. Low quality photos equals low quality product. Okay, so let's see some examples. Kirkland again. We're doing another Kirkland example. Guys, this is terrible. They've got 1 main image. It's blurry. This is bad. They're probably still getting sales because it's a name brand, Kirkland, but this is a terrible, terrible listing. Another example here is the one we already saw, the grill from mistake number 1. It's the same idea. 1 image, low quality. You're not going to sell your product if you're making this mistake. All right, so let's look at some high quality examples just as a quick contrast. So here is a luxury chocolate brand with super high quality images. They're a premium brand and they're conveying their premium product with premium quality images. So this is really nice. And then these are super nice. So they're actually using the right aspect ratio here. We'll get into that. But this is beautiful. This conveys, they're at a $66 price point for a box of chocolates here. This is really nice photography. Like, high quality photography equals high quality product. This is kind of what that means. This is beautiful. And then one more example is Smeg. Smeg, we have a coffee maker here. They didn't do anything crazy with these images. It's just showing the product, but it's high quality photography, great lighting, and it just comes off as premium. Really good quality. They show the quality by the quality of the image. This is good practice. Mistake number 4. Your photos are the wrong aspect ratio. Amazon listing images are either square or vertical. So here are some examples. Here's an example of a square listing. And you'll know by the thumbnail. So if you look down here, these thumbnails are squares. That's how you know if you're a square or a vertical image listing. So I designed these listing images. I'm proud of these. Here's an example of vertical listing images. So I actually designed these as well. You can see from the thumbnail that Amazon's giving us vertical. And so look at how beautiful this looks on the listing page. It's filling the full space, just like the premium chocolate brand we saw in the last example. We're filling the full frame here, high quality, correct aspect ratio. We're filling all 7 spots. This is a really good example of a good listing, not making those same mistakes. So let's look at a bad example here. Pop Weaver microwave popcorn. They're using 4 images, and their second image, well, their first image, unfortunately, their product is horizontal. You know, if you're building a product and you have control, I would build square or vertical. It just fits better for Amazon and e-commerce. You know, image number 2 here, horizontal, not the correct aspect ratio. This looks bad on desktop, and you're losing a third of the space up here and down here, and it's going to look really bad on mobile. And we'll get into the next mistake, but this text is not going to be readable on mobile. You're going to lose customers on this. And guys, just to drive this point home, I photoshopped this billboard, this Burger King billboard. Burger King is obviously paying for this billboard, right? They're using the full space. But if they did this wouldn't make any sense if they didn't use the full billboard. If you're using horizontal images on a square or a vertical frame listing, you're just giving up free real estate to sell your product and visualize it and show the customer what they're going to buy. So, do this. Use the full frame. And that takes us into mistake number 5. The text on your images is not optimized for mobile. Why does this matter? Well, here we are in Statista.com. Global mobile e-commerce worth $2.2 trillion in 2023. This is leading up to this year, 2023. The yellow is the share of e-commerce sales. Guys, this year, 2023, 60% of sales came from mobile phones. So if you're designing your images and you're not thinking about the mobile experience, 60% of revenue is coming from mobile devices. You have to think about that. And, this is where we're heading. 2024 through 2027 and beyond, it's going up. 62% projected for 2027. It's going to be more and more mobile. So definitely be thinking mobile when it comes to the visuals and the text graphics. So here's an example of this on it. Pretty big brand. I'm sure their sales are really good from the name recognition, but you've got this image on mobile is, it's too small. And then when you get to here, this is way too small on mobile. It's not going to be readable unless people zoom in. But short attention spans, this is just too small. Okay, so here we are. We're on the listing on mobile, and we're scrolling through the images, and as you can see, this is way too small. You've lost the customer. All you gotta do is click this back button, and you can just look at, competitor listing. They clearly have search dominated, but a little too small for mobile. Make sure it's readable. Obviously, you can click into this, and you can go to that image, and you can zoom in, but just bad practice. Make it readable. If you're looking at maybe one of these images, even this is a little bit small, but this Alpha Brain Black Label, that's a good size for mobile. Mistake number 6, different images show different products on the same listing. Customers are risk averse. If a customer sees different products in different images, they might not be sure what they're ordering. So if they feel like they're trying to get this flavor and you're showing every kind of flavor, they might just click out and order from the competitor who's doing it the right way and showing them the same product in every image. So here's an example of one. Gatorade powder. I actually order this. So this first image, you've got 9 gallons orange. Same thing in image 2. And then you've got 9 gallons Glacier Freeze. And then you've got 9 gallons Glacier Freeze. And then you've got 6 gallons Fruit Punch Orange and Glacier Freeze. And then you've got 6-gallon Fruit Punch. And then you've got in a variety of flavors. This is not too bad, but it does seem like maybe I might get the wrong flavor. I might get the wrong size. Probably not. Like, I'd feel pretty confident ordering 31,000 ratings from Gatorade. But if this was a non-name brand, if you're not a massive corporation, you might think, I'm not super familiar with this brand, and I'm seeing different images, different sizes, different flavors on the same listing. You might lose a couple sales doing that, to be honest. So if you have the photography of the same product, show the same product, the same variation in all your images. And here's an example of a seller showing the same product in every listing. Light blue, right? Smeg has this same blender in a lot of different colors. This is the pastel green. They're showing the pastel green in every image. And if you actually go down to the A+ content, this is where it's actually pretty impressive. They've actually optimized the A+ content with that specific color variation. So this is like really good stuff. Like, they've got this 4-image module and this, introduction banner showing that pastel green. So there's consistency on the listing. Customer doesn't even think once if they're going to get the wrong product because they're showing one product. So this is a good example. Finally, number 7, bonus mistake is not including key information about the product. Sellers will sometimes not show information that the customer needs to know in order to purchase. So a couple examples of this is, let's say you're buying a kitchen appliance, maybe a bigger kitchen appliance, and you need to know if it fits on your countertop. But the seller, it doesn't show the dimensions. Massive mistake. So let's look at an example of that. So this seller actually has a really good listing optimization and good images, but, no dimensions anywhere in the images. Not mentioned in the title and not mentioned in the bullet points. It's not mentioned. And if you come down here to the A+ content, it's also not mentioned. So now I know that you can come here and you can see the product dimensions, but someone who's just, they're clicking, they need a toaster, their toaster broke today and they need a replacement. They want something new. It's got to fit. They have a little corner on their countertop. It's got to be 12 inches wide. They're just going to click in and out until they find the right one. Another example of this is if you're selling consumable products like food products, supplements. Customers need to know the nutrition facts. They might have allergies. They might have dietary restrictions. So if you're not showing the dietary facts, the nutrition facts, they might not buy. And honestly, this is Larabar, very popular. You can get this in almost any grocery store. They're listing image 1, image 2, image 3, 4, 5, 6, no nutrition facts. And the ingredients here, it's a drop down. It's hidden. But it's just the ingredients, not the nutrition facts. About this item, nothing here. Now I know as someone who helps Amazon sellers, you click this image, you can find the nutrition facts in the gallery. But not every customer is going to know that. And if it were me, I would come out, image number 2, I would come right out of the gate with the nutrition facts. Put it right here in a branded listing image. But, this is something customers need to know. They need to know the calories. the carbohydrate content, protein content, you got to give it to them in the first 6 images. And I would recommend number 2. Another example of this is customers are buying an app-enabled product. They need to know if it works with their phone's operating system. Of course. So here we have an artificial Christmas tree. It's app-enabled. You can turn the lights on or off or change the color. Nowhere does it say iOS, Android, what operating system you need. It just says download the app. People want to know. I mean, this is a newer phone. This is like an iPhone 11 in the picture. If you have an iPhone, 8, iPhone 7 still, you don't know if this works for you. So, again, if there's something the customer needs to know, dietary restrictions, operating system, or, the size, like that's even more applicable to furniture. Almost every furniture listing has the dimensions, but if they didn't, there's no way they're going to sell as much as they could. So those are the top 6 mistakes Amazon sellers make on their listing images, with a bonus 7th. So I hope this video provided value. If you're an Amazon seller, leave a comment, if you have any questions, and I'll be sure to respond. Thanks for watching.